All right, you have a new thought on Duke Johnson?
Well,
Let's hear it.
It might not be categorized as a new thought, but my former colleague Mary Kay Cabot had written something for cleveland.com saying that she thought it was time that they make a move now, that clearly there are some relationships that have been strained there and maybe broken. And I think she was referring in one part to Baker Mayfield coming out so strongly and I think a little foolishly in saying, if you're not with us, get on the train, and if you're not with us, get out. Well, or get off. Well, that's what he's saying he wants to do. He wants to go somewhere else. But so, I mean, it's not like it's up to him. And I think he's a pro. I think he'll come back to camp. I think he's had his say, and I think he's going to come and say, listen, I'm here to play football. And I think,
well, he didn't say that, though.
But he did say both things. When he came in, they asked him if he still wanted to be traded, and he said yes, and he told them why. But he said, "I'm here, and I'm not going to be a bad teammate."
Right.
And I trust that he's not going to be.
Okay. Do you think that the guys in the locker room got offended by something that Baker said when Baker says, "Get off the train here"?
That was a story that Mike Silver for NFL Network, who I happen to think is a very good reporter, wrote. Now, it doesn't mean he had his sources correct this time.
Well, you know who his sources are.
Well, I don't know who all his sources are. I know he was close to Hugh Jackson at one point. But I don't know. It wouldn't have surprised me if a couple of veterans said, hey, listen, we don't criticize each other here. Like if the team, maybe somebody brought that up to him. I don't think they brought it up to him as, boy, you're really losing the locker room by doing what you did. They may have just given him some friendly advice. Like,
do you think Baker thought that thing out, or it just came to him, or he said, I think I'll help the situation? He couldn't have thought he was hurting the situation.
Yeah, I don't know, but what he did was inflame it in some way, just by talking about it. And that's why I think maybe they would have said to him, hey, let things like that go. That's between him and management, let it go. Mary Kay's other point is that his agent, Duke Johnson's agent, is married to the guy from 2 Live Crew, Uncle Luke, right? And so Luther Campbell's on social media criticizing Baker Mayfield now for his stance against Duke Johnson. And Mary Kay was saying, well, that's it. You can't have this kind of thing. And my only point on all that is that it was June 7th or 8th when this was happening. They don't even see each other again until the end of July.
No, but at some family reunion, Duke has to say to the agent, hey, this is my deal with my agent and the team.
And I agree with that. But
let's keep him out of this.
I don't see any reason why this organization should right now be saying, all right, we are done with Duke Johnson or it's going to be a problem. If they get to camp and it becomes a problem again, then maybe they have to do something. But I think they're waiting to see another team lose a back that they're really counting on.
Right.
And at that point, maybe his value goes up and they get a 4th rounder for him instead of a 5th.
Is that really what we're arguing about?
Maybe.
The 5th round and that's it? It does make you wonder, though, if the season were to open today and Nick Chubb got injured, you don't have Kareem Hunt yet, and you would have to you'd have to use the abilities of Duke Johnson.
Yeah, certainly more than you would as a 3rd down guy. I don't know if he's ever going to be an everyday back in this league, but he's certainly a valuable guy.
If Chubb got hurt, wouldn't you be happy with him right now based on the fact he's been here? He basically knows the offense. You know what you're going to get with him. You don't have to try somebody in here 3 different times.
I'd certainly be a lot happier with him than without him.
Right.
And that's my point, is that there will come a time when it makes more sense to deal him. And until then, it's not like it's going to tear the team apart in the first exhibition game.
No, and let's also remind people that as far as I know, he's never been a troubled guy.
No.
He's always there. Brought on trouble.
He's always there. He's always ready to play. He doesn't seem to get injured very often. He's got value.
Do you think that's a money play, even though he's signed for a couple of years?
No, I just think he heard John Dorsey when he was asked whether this Kareem Hunt acquisition would mean anything, would mean that they were going to look to part with Duke Johnson. And John Dorsey, the best he could say is not yet. And I thought those were poorly chosen words.
Well, don't forget, he's fairly new at this also.
Well, he's been a GM for a few years.
Yeah,
true. And maybe he didn't mean anything by it other than, look, this isn't the time to talk about trading, but it came across that way to Duke Johnson. And somebody has said to me, really wouldn't matter what Dorsey said. Duke Johnson's looking at limited playing time now because they've gone out and gotten Hunt, even more limited than
Right.
what he was getting. And I understand that.